So FH, or familial hypercholesterolemia, is an autosomal dominant genetically inherited disease characterized by high LDL cholesterol in the blood, and this high LDL cholesterol, first of all, LDL cholesterol is often known as bad cholesterol because too much LDL can lead to plaque buildup in the arteries, which can over time lead to heart attack and stroke. And I'll show you why in a bit. So our end goal is to keep this LDL level low. Now our body normally keeps LDL levels low by clearing this LDL from the plasma by taking it into the liver cells, mainly by the LDL receptors. So I'll show you this process by which this LDL receptors take in this LDL into the liver cell. So I'll draw this outer surface. I'll use white. I'll draw this outer surface of a liver cell. Liver cell. And over here, in what we call coated pits, we call this coated pits, we have LDL receptors on it, and let's say we have LDL flowing through the blood. Now these LDL cholesterol receptors, they latch on to this LDL cholesterol, and once they latch on into this LDL cholesterol, the cell internalizes this LDL cholesterol into the cell in what we call coated vesicles. So we have this LDL cholesterol in the cell now in what we call coated vesicles. And by the way, this is in a liver cell within a healthy individual. I'll talk about the differences in what happens in familial hypercholesterolemia. So after the liver cell internalizes this LDL cholesterol with the LDL receptors, the cholesterol it's released into the cytoplasm of this liver cell, and essentially this is the LDL receptors are recycled, and they go back up to the cell surface where they're going to be used again to get more LDL cholesterol, and repeat this process over again. Okay, so with this LDL cholesterol that's now in the blood, they actually are sort of like surrounded by a cell organelle called the lysosome. I'll put a different color, lysosome. Now there's enzymes in this lysosome that break down this cholesterol into free cholesterol into more microscopically smaller pieces of cholesterol. So I'll draw smaller bits of cholesterol. And now it's gonna eventually diffuse out of the cell as free cholesterol, and this free cholesterol can be used for other metabolic processes that may not be like for like LDL, maybe like HDL, VLDL, etc., or even hormones, because those are all cholesterol derivatives. Now the difference in familial hypercholesterolemia can be divided into 5 classes. There's actually in familial hypercholesterolemia, these mutations are actually on the receptor genes. So there's something wrong with these receptors, and what happens within this liver cell that causes familial hypercholesterolemia. And this mutation actually there's up to like 900 something possible mutations that can occur to cause FH, and it's all on chromosome. It's all on chromosome 19. So it's like somewhere like let's say there. This is chromosome 19. So we can divide the mutation into 5 classes. The first class is there's going to be less amount of receptors on the what we call what I said before. These are like coated pits. indentation here. These coated pits. Class 1 familial hypercholesterolemia is gonna be there's gonna be less amount of LDL receptors on the cell surface to take up the LDL cholesterol into the liver cell. Class 2 familial hypercholesterolemia is when the LDL receptors don't go back to the cell surface. So this step over here doesn't happen. So the LDL receptors can't like repeat this process of taking up this LDL cholesterol again. So it can only like do it once. So that's not very good. Class 3 from hypercholesterolemia is when the binding goes wrong. Like so these receptors in these coated pits, they don't work. They don't latch onto the LDL cholesterol to take it up into the cell. In class 4 in class 4 of familial hypercholesterolemia, the LDL can bind. It can bind just fine, but the LDL receptor, it's the problem in the LDL receptor that's the problem, because it can't internalize this LDL cholesterol into the cell. In normal people with healthy liver cells, this LDL cholesterol receptors can internalize this LDL cholesterol into the cell just fine. But in class 4 familial hypercholesterolemia, these LDL receptors can bind, but they don't work effectively by bringing in this LDL cholesterol into the cell. Class 5 familial hypercholesterolemia is basically this step over here, where it's not, the LDL receptors are not recycled to go back later into the cell surface. But the point is there's one thing in common about all of these familial hypercholesterolemia LDL receptor gene mutations, is that LDL is not clear from the plasma. And so when I talked about the plaque being formed in the artery walls because not the LDL is not being cleared from the plasma, there's going to be more LDL in the blood. And so I'm going to draw this LDL, this copious amount of LDL in the artery walls. So since we have more LDL, there's going to be more LDL since we have more LDL, there's going to be more LDL in the artery walls. So I'm going to draw more LDL. And there's actually going to be these little white blood cells called macrophages that are actually going to eat up. They're going to eat up this copious amount of LDL cholesterol, and as a result, I'm gonna draw real quick. As a result, there's plaque that forms as a result of this great amount of LDL cholesterol. And you can see here that it actually blocks the blood flow, and so wherever this blood is going to, there's going to be the decreased oxygen, decreased nutrients that end up going to that tissue or that organ, which may be fatal if it goes like the vital organs like the heart and brain. And so with numbers, in terms of numbers, less than 100 milligrams per deciliter is normal LDL, and less than 200 milligrams per deciliter is normal total cholesterol. But in patients with familial hypercholesterolemia, there's going to be greater than 190 at least 190 milligrams per deciliter of LDL, and there's going to be at least 300 milligrams per deciliter of total cholesterol. And you can see how these numbers compare, because in FH there's going to be more cholesterol, and now excuse me, and now if there's more cholesterol, the more plaques can form, just like how I talked earlier. And with this decreased blood flow, this can lead to heart attack if blood flow is cut off from the heart, and stroke if blood flow is cut off from the arteries in the brain. And so what we hope to accomplish in your family, is to establish treatment options, which we're going to which we're going to talk to you about in a later video. But we're going to offer one statins and another lipoprotein apheresis, which we're going to go in depth in a later video.